Hello, Archie Luxury channel. Remember, like, subscribe, and tell your fuckhead friends. And remember, you can always help Archie. You can keep Archie full time because I depend on donation reviews to survive. And you can always sponsor me on Patreon. Look in the description of this video with a link to my Patreon account. You can give as little as $1 a month, or you can give more. Come on, guys, help us out, and I'll hopefully stay full time. Okay, fuckers, today I want to talk to you about how many watches do you need? How many watches, and what's the genre, and yada yada yada. And I gotta be honest with you, that's an answer that only you decide. How many watches should a man have? One less than his wife will allow. That's right, fuckers, one less than her indoors will allow. And I gotta tell you, I'm currently sporting, quick wristwatch check, Omega Speedmaster Mark II. Mark II. And, you know, it's one of these things. You have a tricky day, a troublesome day. It's great to have a wristwatch on your wrist. I mean, what else do you fiddle with? Do you chew your nails? Do you pick your nose? What do you do to relieve some stress? And there's nothing better than holding a wristwatch. And in this case here, I can press buttons. I can press buttons which do fancy shit. So, I mean, this is just, it's so cool to have a wristwatch. And, you know, you got to say, how many do you have? What do you need? What's the perfect number? Now, fuckers, you got to be the master. You got to be the master. And, you know, too many people, you go and say, well, I need a dress watch, I need a dive watch, I need a GMT for traveling, I need this, I need that. Back the truck up. Back the truck up and seriously look at what do you really need. And I gotta say, you know, looking at my watches in usefulness, number one would have to be my my Rolex Explorer 2. My Rolex Explorer 2. It's fantastic because I can very easily, I keep it set to 24-hour time when I'm traveling. So I got local time. You can see it's 11. What's the time? Well, fuck me dead. It's 1:45, fuckers. I'm seeing the watch in reverse. 1:45, and I've got the 24-hour hand set to the same time. Now what I do is when I travel, all I do is I just move that hour hand to the different zone. So I've always got my local time locked in 24-hour zone. So it's really, really handy. Very useful, very easy to set and adjust. And I gotta tell you, I find it hard enough to read a 24-hour dial without a rotating bezel. I mean, it's hard enough as it is without, I don't know about you, to do the mental mathematics in your head. So I don't know whether a GMT would be that much better. I mean, I'm not that smart. I'm not that smart, fuckers. Useful piece. I think that's really handy. It's a automatic watch. It's got a date feature, and it's got a second time zone. Useful. Very, very useful. The next piece is my Omega Speedmaster Man on a fucking moon. Man on a fucking moon. Very useful. You have a timer, whether you're going to a bordello, whether you're going to a party, whether you've parked your car out the front, you've got limited time on the meter. Very, very handy. I also like the fact it doesn't have a date. Why? Because I don't often wear this all the time, and I don't need to fuck with the date feature. A date feature that's wrong is more annoying than not having a date at all. So, very, very useful. And the other thing is too, on automatic chronographs, they're very noisy. The rotor is very, very, very noisy. So, yes, there you go. Now, that leaves me to two watches that I don't have. They're in the bank safe. Gold Sub. Well, I got to be completely honest with you. The usability of the Gold Sub, if it was steel, it'd be a great watch. It's gold. It's a fuck you watch. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And it's really just a peacock watch. It's just showing off. Showing off. Showing off, fuckers. That's what it's for. Great watch for that. It's also great when I go on holiday. I'm with a fancy, fancy girl. I can swim. Even though I'm overweight, fuckers, I'm cool because I'm wearing a gold sub. Then the next watch is my Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso Grand Date. Sophisticated elegance. That's what it screams. That's a great watch. Wedding, divorces, funerals, standing trial for embezzlement. I'd be wearing the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso, fuckers. That's right. That's exactly right. If you're on trial, you're going to be nervous with your case, so you just wind it once a week and you don't have to continually wind it. 8-day power reserve, fuckers. 8-day indeed. So that leaves me to my vintage piece. Well, it's just a cool vintage piece, something my age, something the Y-Jenners wouldn't understand. They wouldn't understand. How many watches do you need? Don't you listen to any dickhead out there who says you need a dive watch, you need a sports watch, you need a dress watch, you need a chronograph. Whatever you fucking want. It's your money. I know people who have one watch. One watch. And there's a certain enjoyment in just having one. You don't have to have storage costs. You don't have to worry about security. You don't have all this servicing coming up. It can be quite cool. 1 or 2 watches. I kind of think in some ways 3 could be the perfect number. Dive watch. Well, what would you have? Okay, you have a dress watch, of course, because we're all going to get, going to get married. You're going to get charged with fraud eventually. You know what I mean. I'm joking, fuckers. It's good to have a dress watch. It's good to have a businessman's watch to go to work, go through life, do stuff. Waterproof is good. That's why I love the Rolex. And thirdly, some sort of travel watch. Travel. And that's how I think it goes. Life is sweet. On the Archie Luxury channel, life is sweet. I'm Archibald Chesterfield the third. Tell me what you miserable, nasty, vinyl fuckers think of that.
We specialize here in pre-owned Rolex watches. Rolex watch is a very special timepiece, and we always do the servicing exactly as factory specifications. We buy a pre-owned piece and we put it into brand new condition. We have Rolex certified technicians working on that. We completely disassemble the piece. We adjust and polish and change every single part of the watch.
You have to have certified watchmakers that know what they're doing. If you have an expensive car, you're just not going to bring it to any mechanic that doesn't know what they're doing.
You spend $5,000, it's like if you put money in the safe deposit box. And 1 or 2 years from now, you will keep having your $5,000. We have to spend a lot of money to get all this equipment together, but makes me feel I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. It's not a question of money, it's my passion.
Jewelers on Time, simply the best.